Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, July 24th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I mentally nurture and love on my inner child. Sometimes it's not just the doing, sometimes it's the thinking. So today we have kind of a quieter day, not too much going on, but we are building to Mercury leaving Leo, the sign of Leo, moving into Virgo temporarily because there will be a retrograde that brings it back into Leo. But as Mercury finishes up in the last few degrees of Leo, this is a really great time to notice how you talk to yourself and recognize that even as you're talking to your adult self, you are talking to your inner child. And a lot of times we can find a lot of like ancestral patterns, maybe, ways a parent or some kind of parental figure may have spoken to you. So today we're paying attention to what we say to ourselves, and it's funny because like there'll be things that you're like, oh, that's not a big deal, but when you're constantly saying, oh, you dummy, like and that's not something I say, but it's something I actually heard my mom say to herself quite a few times, and it always like hurt me, right? It hurt my inner child because I'm like, if she's saying that to herself, then what does she think about me? That kind of thing. So it's a good day to kind of look into those energies. So 4 out of 5 cards are mental, and even this one, even though it's a water card, has some kind of mental energy to it. So we're working in the mental, and if we can work and shift some of those layers, so much healing happens. Speaking of the mental, we have today the moon moving through Pisces, helping us in the daydream, helping us, relax into the flow, relax into the surrender. Sometimes you just got a lazy lion. It's not just lazy cat. Sometimes you got a lazy lion it. So today we have the moon in Pisces squaring Jupiter in Gemini. I got the schizophrenia card, and this feels kind of like that. It's like, should I go with this or should I go with that? Do I go this way or do I go this way? Like that indecision energy, because you're looking from Gemini energy, which is like information in the now, versus Piscean energy, which is much more esoteric and cosmic. And so it can be a little confusing because sometimes the ways we want to move now aren't in that highest alignment. It's more of knee-jerk reactions. So watch for that. Sometimes though we need to move with the now. Find your flow in the unfolding. We also have, speaking of the esoteric, we have the moon in Pisces connecting to Saturn in Pisces. So we have the potential to go deep today. We might be facing some karmic energies. But again, like I said, even just changing mental patterns that potentially and probably have ancestral cords to them could be huge shifts in your life. Sometimes just bringing awareness to how you talk to yourself in your head can be one of the biggest healing steps. Making that an intention and bringing your attention to it could be a really beautiful shift. Now, like I said, we're building to Mercury shifting signs tomorrow. It's going to be at that 29th degree. This Mercury shadow period has already been kind of a doozy. It's definitely taking out a lot of technology and things. We are going to be having a yod come in too with it, which is definitely going to be very, very interesting energies. We're going to have the moon feeding in, like moon at the final degree of Pisces and Aries feeding in, Pluto feeding in. So again, being aware of like the hidden layers of things, the subconscious, the unconscious, that's going to help. Bring your attention to those layers because again, much healing can be done there. The yod's not going to hit till Thursday, but my attention was brought to it today for a reason. So it might be part of like this deeper attention and intention to look at ourselves a little bit more. So let's look at all these cards. Look, top of the cards, the laziness card, which is a card of like, it's a 9 of Cups. Your wishes and dreams come true. This is a great card. In this deck, it's like you don't have to work so hard for it to all come to you, but you do have to align your intention and your emotions, which again might require some deeper inner work to notice those layers and notice those unconscious things that you say to yourself. All right, let's look at all these mental cards. Got the isolation card. I don't think a Pisces moon is Leo's favorite moon position, but the fire is coming. So like, do the inner work now, so when the moon moves into Aries, a little bit more fun can be had. And so we're having some introspection and some isolation as we dig into the inner layers. We've got the schizophrenia card. I kind of covered that, but there may be a little bit of indecision in how you're being called to move. I would say in this energy, lean into the laziness. Lean into the not need to do in the moment and see how your intuition directs you. Comparison. Others around you might not be feeling that, right? So watch for where you compare. This might be part of the mental energies too that you need to be aware of, where you're comparing your process to somebody else's, your looks to somebody else's, your way of making money to somebody else's, whatever it may be. We never know anybody's like true inner story, right? Unless they divulge all of that. Life here is, a challenge. We all have our challenges. Just keep that in mind when you're finding yourself comparing. Our final card is the postponement card. And this might be kind of how the day feels. Like, we want it to be Leo season and fun, and we want to play, and it's like, can we just get there already? And the universe is like, can you just, be nice to yourself already and settle in a little bit more and trust the process and realize I'm not being mean to you? So, yeah. That's what the postponement card means today. But I always love the postponement card because there is a promise of color and fun. It's just, even if it's not in this moment, sometimes having that to look forward to, knowing it's coming, is helpful. So good luck with the mental energies today. Like I said, Mercury will be hitting 29 Leo. We are in that retro or pre-retrograde shadow period. So shenanigans, including your own mental shenanigans, including your own communicational shenanigans, are gonna be at play. And see where you can insert love into the conversation. See where you can insert joy and kindness for yourself and for others too, because judging from those cards, I think everybody's gonna need a little bit of it. So that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Remember, I have these little short readings. If you don't need a full reading and you just want a little check-in, reach out and let's set that up. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.